There's a song by Music Soul Child called Teach Me How to Love. And the hook of it is, teach me how to love. Show me the way to surrender my heart. Girl, I'm so lost. Teach me how to love. How I can get my emotions involved. Teach me. So this song here is him making a plea for the female to teach him how to love, because he literally don't know how. He don't know how to get his emotions involved. So teach me. Wouldn't the world be a better place if we had more people admit that they do not know how to love? Who taught us how to love? So we see relationships, we see marriages, we see videos of, the way people love on videos. We see, the result of people not loving. We see what we think is love, and we try to imitate what we think that love is. We try to imitate what we think love to be. But when you don't know the building blocks behind it, you will always get it wrong, because you're only imitating what the result of it is. You're not imitating how to build it. You're not imitating how to make it long lasting. And that's what building it will do. Building it will ensure that it's long lasting, because it has a foundation to grow on. When you don't have a foundation and you're only building what you perceive to be the result of love, then that's often just a facade. That's often just an act to show off, or to get the accolades for, you know, for you displaying love properly, for you making it look good to love. It looks good on the outside to have a wife. It looks good on the outside to have a husband. It looks good on the outside to have a girlfriend or boyfriend. It looks good on the outside to have a family. It looks good on the outside to have a large group of friends, or a large group of people that you're always around. So, we like to make things look like something that it actually isn't. But how much better would life be if we were able to admit that we don't know how? So teach me. Show me the way to surrender my heart. Do we know how to surrender? Do we even know what surrender is? In short, the way that you surrender your heart, the way that you love, you learn to love by surrendering your heart to God first. You can only love by learning how to love God, by learning how to love how God loves us first. Then you will learn how to love yourself, and therefore you can love other people better. If you don't love God, if you don't know how He loves you, if you don't love yourself, then you cannot possibly love someone else, because you don't know what it is. So you don't know what you're giving. You don't know what to expect to receive back. Another way, another building block for learning how to love is to forgive. Forgive those that mishandled you. Forgive yourself for allowing those people to have access to you. What forgiveness does is this grooms your heart. This provides the right environment for love to grow. Because the things that I'm telling you in this here message are the very things that the enemy don't want you to know. The enemy don't want you to know how to love. He don't want you to know how to surrender your heart. Because when your heart is hardened, then you will eventually become a slave to him. When your heart is hardened, you will miss out on so many opportunities that God has destined you to have. Because your heart is hardened, you won't be able to see those opportunities as opportunities, whether that be in love or in other instances, because pretty much everything revolves around love and everything revolves around your heart posture. So when you don't know how to love properly, you really don't know how to relate properly. So therefore you will miss out on opportunities. You will miss out on people. You will mishandle people because you don't know how to see love or receive love or to give love. So let's be able to admit that we don't know how to love. And when it comes to relationships, just because you may have learned how to love someone, one particular person, and that relationship didn't work out, don't don't turn your heart black. Don't have a hardened heart because a relationship didn't work out. Keep your heart open and allow the Lord to send the right person your way, and just choose better the next time. That's a trick of the enemy to make you believe that because one relationship didn't work, that it's over. But also, the next person will have to teach you how to love them properly. Because you can love in general, you can have love in general, but one person may need nurturing and love in a completely different way than the previous person or than the next person. When you're talking about relational love, people people require a different amount of intimacy, and that all depends on the amount of love that they have for themselves also. It depends on where they are in their love journey, in their self-love journey, in their journey with the Lord. Because the way that they love you will depend on how they love themselves. The way that they love themselves will depend on how they love the Lord and how they see themselves through the eyes of the Lord. That's the thing that we get wrong. You cannot, and I can't express this enough, you cannot properly love anyone else if you don't love yourself. You cannot properly love yourself if you don't learn how the Lord loves and how He loves you and how He sees you. I'm telling you, you cannot do it unless you go through Him to learn how to love you, to learn how to love others. That's the order. You go through Him to get to you. You get to the other person by getting to yourself. But let's be able to admit that that most of these relationships that has gone awry is because we don't know how to love. We don't properly know how to love. We don't know how to let emotions inside. We don't know how to surrender our hearts to the Lord. Forget surrendering it to that person. We don't even know how to surrender it to the Lord. We don't know how to allow Him to till up that heart and soil that's in our hearts and make it new soil so that love can cultivate in the heart. We have become so hardened because it's popular not to have feelings. It's popular not to have emotions. So we walk around with a hardened heart as if there's something to be proud of. You were made to love. Ask the Lord to teach you. Surrender your heart to Him. Allow Him to usher those emotions inside. Because we feel lost. So Lord, teach me. That should be our prayer. That should be our plea for the Lord to teach us how to love, how to let emotions inside. Teach me how to surrender my heart. Lord, teach me. So this is something that the enemy does not want you to know. He does not want you to have this tool. He does not want you to have this information. He does not want your heart to be open. And this puts me in the mind of the Moana movie. So in the Moana movie, her whole mission when she set out on the sea on that boat, her whole mission was to go and take this green stone called a heart to take to deliver that heart to the circle at a mountain or something called Tahiti or Tahiti or something like that it was called. But once they made it, like it was supposed to be this big vicious, mountain that nobody could conquer. So once they made it to the mountain was like it was taken over by this demonic looking creature, entity or something that was, made of fire, and it would like to anyone that got close to it, it would try to destroy it with fire, whether it was to breathe fire on people or to throw fire on people or whatever the case may be, but it was to destroy anyone trying to get close to it with fire. And it was this big black, like I said, demonic looking creature that embodied that whole little island. Okay, so Moana was able to get past it, and she told the water to allow Tahiti or Tahiti, whatever the creature was, to come to her because she was looking for the spiral that she had to return the heart to. So once she got past Tahiti or whatever the name is, once she got past the thing, she went to the other side, this other little island, because that's where she thought that the spiral would be. But the spiral wasn't there. She then realized that the spiral had to have been where Fahidi was. So she held up the green stone, the heart. She held it up and it glowed. And Fahidi seen and paused. So Moana knew that that the heart was in that thing, that demonic, you know, entity or whatever it was. So she told the water to open up and allow the creature to come to her. And the creature literally looked at like something that was possessed. It looked like it was crawling and spewing fire from out his mouth and out his eyes and out the top of his head. And it was crawling the floor of the ocean through the path that was made for it to come to Moana. So Moana was basically telling it that this is not who you are, that you let them harden your heart. So remember who you are. And she kind of laid her head on his head, and the spiral was on that creature. So she had to return the heart to that creature. And once she returned the heart to that creature, it changed, like the layers of darkness, the layer of the blackness fell off of that creature. And it was this beautiful, flourishing green, green thing that, was just beautiful. And it ultimately turned out to be a island, but it was disguised initially as this demonic looking thing that anybody would be scared of. And that's how it is when we allow our hearts to be hardened, when we don't allow the Lord in our hearts to help change our hearts. We can we can take on the identity of that hurt. We can take that we become our hurt. So the hurt don't become just a blip in our lives. The hurt don't become just one incident. The hurt don't become just, a hurt. We become the hurt. And we will take on that identity. And if you take on that identity, that's exactly what will happen. You will become a creature of the hurt. You will become hurt. And you will spew out hurt. You will try to hit anybody that come close to you. You will try to hit it, with hurt coming from your mouth, you throw hurt at it, you spit hurt out your mouth. Hurt will just come out of every way, shape, form, or fashion. And you won't allow anybody to get close to you. But when you allow the Lord, when you surrender your heart, when you allow Him to allow motions inside, then you can flourish. You can smile again. You can become beautiful. Your spirit can become beautiful. So allow the Lord to teach you how to love. Even if you decide not to love another person, which that's almost impossible. But even if you just want to keep that love to yourself, we all need to know how to love. Surrender your heart and allow the Lord to teach you how to love.